Welcome back to Misscliks D&D Seaborn, everybody.
The final
Countdown
Yes. So,
of the season.
pitchforks, torches, the whole 9 yards. People drag you guys onto a ship.
But was Donalda dead?
Oh, she's dead. There's no more clerics around. You saw people trying to patch her up to bind her wounds before she bleeds to death, but you were dragged away before you can see whether or not it's successful.
Oh shit.
I didn't get a extra hit in on her or anything.
No. Not before people blocked your way.
Good.
They bind your hands with rope. They drag you onto a ship. They disarm you, and they use the ship to sail back to the other side of Ember Shore. To the other side. Yeah, Ember Shore. That's the right name. When you come to the other side, you see a few other boats pulled up here onto the beach. And as they pull you up the hill towards the mountain, you see more construction going on. Last night, in the darkness, you couldn't really see what was going on around here, but now, in the light, you notice that a lot of the trees have been cut back, and these big stands are being created. And there's all this construction and hubbub going about as these people are building this area for a ceremony. You are all dragged inside, or pushed inside, really, and a few men with spears kind of shakily standing back, some of them with tears in their eyes, looking at Maribel and Albert with kind of like a bittersweet sadness and, not really wanting to feed them to the dragon, but I don't have a choice, because if I don't feed you to the dragon, I'm going to get fed to the dragon, and I value my life more than yours, so I'm just going to do this anyway.
I like
My
it
children.
like, I forgive you for those of you who loved me.
You are making the wrong choice, and I will never forgive you.
They kind of jab at you with spears, and someone calls, "March! Walk in there! Or we'll stab you where you are right here! Face the
When I
dragon!"
return, you shall be the first to die.
Okay. Do you go peaceably into the dragon's lair?
Yeah.
Does anyone resist? No.
Grimly walk in.
Okay. You guys walk into the dragon's lair. But, of course, this is all part of your plan.
As we get away from them and into the lair, out of sight, I cast a spell on myself, which I told you about previously.
You did. Okay.
And then we walk to the dragon.
Okay.
I'd like to propose that we put our captain in front, since he's the best friend of the dragon right now. And the people that used to know him in the back.
Yeah, sure. I walk in the front.
Okay. You notice that after casting his spell, Dark Albert runs into the dragon and bolts way ahead of Temriel.
What?
Did you read the spell?
Roll it.
Did you read the spell?
I mean, I can decide if I move or not.
If he moves at all, his unnatural speed and bounds prevents him from taking any other actions except for running. So if you move, you have to run at full speed, at 3
Okay, so
times your maximum
Then
speed.
I will let them go up to the dragon and we'll run to catch up and stop there. Like, I won't bolt it, I will just seem to arrive in quite a hurry.
Yeah.
I don't approach the dragon at all. I lurk back.
I'm
There
just
is-
coming very fast.
There are some kind of burning corpses on the ground that provide some amount of light. It looks like the dragon has already been fed earlier today, and the remains of some of those people are lying about, the fat on them still kind of burning to provide some light. Brimstone looms over, his long neck craning over the piles of treasure, and he says in his deep, raspy voice, "You have returned. What do I do with you now? Do I eat you? Do I squish you? Do I pick my teeth with your bones?" 'Your bones. 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 'Your bones.
I'm not even there. Otherwise, I would say no, none of those things.
The others
there,
are
you're
gone
all
now,
there.
right? Or are they?
What?
You're all there.
No,
No,
we're
no.
all
I mean,
I
are
hung
the guards
back.
still watching the door, or they've left? Like, what happens after they push us in? Are they watching to see if
they're
we
hearing
get
for
eaten,
sure
or?
Well, they can definitely hear Brimstone.
what he says. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're kind of looking down that hallway, you see them all outside with their spears aiming at you. But even if the spearmen leave, all the workers, construction workers, are there.
I'm just lurking in the hallway. I'm not even going near the dragon.
Yeah, kind of very quietly to make sure the voice doesn't echo. I say, hopefully none of those.
Who wants to be first down the dragon's gullet? How about you?
And then he reaches out his claw and scrapes it across the ground, leaving deep gash marks.
Wow, dragon kept his word. I'm surprised. So far.
Right?
I do a terror scream. Ah! No! Maribel! Bird! I'm just kidding.
All right. He makes more crunching noises like he's eating some people. Belches out a gout of flame. And then just kind of curls up around his treasure. Eyes big, watching you guys. And he takes his huge claws and kind of protectively like polishes his treasure and like rolls it back in towards him. Repositions himself to put the treasure more behind him than in front of him, and keeps his body between you and his gold and weapons and magic items and potions and loot. But there he rests, laying, watching, waiting. Outside the cave, you see the spearmen eventually kind of, yeah, okay, I think they're gone. And they fall back and disappear from the cave entrance.
So I guess we will just wait until the night, like yesterday when there was nobody, and I can use my thief abilities to sneakily go scout ahead and tell my party that we can go hide somewhere else.
Yeah.
Great.
The day with the dragon is uncomfortable and intense. You guys all have to remain silent pretty much. And if you even try to move closer to him, he like rings up a nasty claw menacingly. But he seems to cohabitate with you for a while. After the sun sets, Dark Albert scouts out the front and finds it's clear to go. You guys can walk out.
Let's go, girls.
Great.
It seems like since we've been spending time with the dragon, I'm trying to have a lower, manlier voice like the dragon. Let's go, guys.
I nod and strut out of the cave.
All right, you guys are
I
outside.
also go, and then, of course, carefully.
What are you gonna do? This is the end of day 2. The celebration is supposed to be in 5 more days.
Go chill with our buddies Ryan and the Saffron.
All right, let's see. Let's picking up another D10. There are no random encounters on your way back to Mount Gull, and somewhere late in the night, you manage to bump into Ryan and Saffron, who seem to be piled on top of one another, sleeping in like a little nest of person.
I do not like this. I wrinkle my nose at it, and then I join.
Okay. Yeah.
Ryan, after this adventure, I think in the next city it will be the time that we remove your collar.
Oh, thank God, this thing is so itchy.
I thought he was asleep.
I mean, she woke him up to say
Get
that.
there.
Well,
I'm sure he's
I'm
happy about
still
it.
cuddling with him.
Okay. Yeah, that's cold. Whatever. You guys form a giant cuddle puddle.
Nice.
And, we can just skip ahead 5 days if you guys would like.
Yeah. We cuddle puddle for 5 days.
Great.
Ideally, we stay
Day of the
out
party
of
goes to
sight.
Burning Man.
We're hiding quite well. Like, I wouldn't stay in plain sight where they can find us or...
Yeah. Yeah, you guys can hide in the wilderness, in a jungle for 5 days without being seen. That's,
Okay.
you know.
When we think it's time for the ritual, though, we would want to take a perch up in the vantage point with our little, what's it called?
Spyglass.
Eyeglass.
Well, you guys, Maribel and Albert, remember that there was that tunnel from the beach that led in, and out of the tunnel there was that hill, and just over the side of the hill was where the kobolds were heralding their ceremony for the dragon, which is now where the people are holding their ceremony for the dragon. So you can use that tunnel access to sneak right on up to the ceremony viewing spot without any worry.
And so we do, Neil.
Okay. You make it there. You see a large crowd having gathered. They're sitting in these stands. They're looking down on everything. Someone starts to beat a drum. And you see Barthis showing up.
Oh, shit.
Everyone gives a bit of a cheer when he first shows up. And gives a hoot and a holler. You see people throwing flowers out to Barthis. You see a knight escorting him, as well as a whole bunch of armed men with spears and armor.
My, lip peels back at this and I sneer.
Barthis goes to the front and kind of does the calm yourselves sort of motion. And the crowd quiets down. All you can hear is the jungle chirping. From your vantage point, you can only barely hear what he's saying, but Barthis says, "Good people! People of Volutin, people of Pinespur, people of Gade Isle, we are here today to pay homage to the great and powerful dragon whom we all worship. We give ourselves to this dragon. We give ourselves to this dragon as our first loyalty, beyond the loyalty of gods, beyond the loyalty of husband and wife, beyond the loyalty of family. The dragon is first in our hearts and first in our minds. It shall save us. It shall protect us. The dragon shall guide us to glory. All hail Brimstone, fire incarnate." And the crowd responds, chanting, "All hail Brimstone, fire incarnate." And Barthis turns and says, before turning, says, "Now I will go and make the final sacrifice, the final transformation, and Brimstone shall guide us, shall set us free from the nasty claws of Eridon. Gade Isle shall once again be the greatest kingdom the world has seen." And he turns with his arms still up, staff in hand, and marches in his brown robes into the mountain.
Then I get excited.
It's quiet. And then you start to hear this deep, menacing laughter come from inside. And then a sharp shrill "Ah!" And then silence, and people start to look back and forth, not sure exactly what's happened here. And the crowd starts to murmur to themselves.
I jump out and I say, "People! Oh no! As I told you,
What are you doing?
your only true ruler, your only true leader is I, Maribel. I cannot be fed to dragons. I cannot be vanquished by wizards. Indeed, the wizard is dead for his fool notions. And only I will keep you safe and never lie to you."
I stay very, very hidden.
The crowd looks to you. Some people like, "What? What is this over here, huh? Who is this person?" Some people like, "Oh my god, how did she... There's a
Yes,
wash
I
of
am
different
alive.
emotions.
I was gonna make you appear as an illusion coming out of the freaking the cave.
I wasn't paying attention.
I mean, I swear, I was like minutes away from casting
Oh, really?
of you coming out of the cave going like, aha!
Too bad. I already did it.
Like they're both in the same train of thought, so I love our secret connection.
From deep within the cave, you hear that deep dragon laughter. Followed by a nice low rumbling.
I wish to be free of my cave.
Uh-oh.
And before you, out of thin air, appears Brimstone, fire incarnate, standing atop the mountain, which begins to tremble, which begins to crack. You see magma starting to boil up at the top, and the people begin to freak out and scream.
I warned you. I warned you all. Did you listen to me? No. And now I've got to go save Bird, because I'm not saving any of you.
The dragon lurches up, breathes a gout of flame on the assembly down below, destroying 3/4 of the people there in an instant, before taking off on wing and spiraling into the sky. Brimstone, fire incarnate, has been freed from his cage.
And Barthas is dead! Boom!
Or Barthas is Brimstone the Fire Incarnate now. I think we just
We
did
have
something
succeeded.
wrong.
We have succeeded!
That is the end of Misscliks D&D Seaborn Chapter 3. Well,
Our goal was to kill Barthas, not Brimstone.
if your goal was to kill Barthas, then you have succeeded.
In a way.
Yes. Well, probably, possibly.
It's unclear, but probably.
It didn't follow Temriel's visions, so probably free. Probably Barthas is dead. He had his own way of escaping. But now you freed a ancient red dragon to kind of cruise about.
Well, you know, it's kind of how we do things.
That is the second ancient dragon the Misscliks have freed in a pirate setting.
Hey.
And I think when we come back with Chapter 4, we're going to see a very different tone to the sessions and a very different set of objectives.
Well, sweet.
All right, what would you do in the panic as everyone flees and runs in their separate paths and the dragon flies off? You can just kind of narrate your actions here.
I would calmly stand there and tell people as they go by, this is your fault. This is your fault. This is your fault.
I don't see any necessary reason to show myself. I just kind of solemnly nod. My plan was an excellent success.
Yeah, I'm actually shaking your hand right now, going like,
Yes.
oh, wait,
Well done, Albert. We have succeeded in saving this realm from unnatural activity.
I agree. Order has been restored to this world.
Great. You guys make it back in time to your...
We unbury our shit by the way.
Yeah, you get there, but when you arrive, you see smoke rising from Volutin.
No, Bird!
You know, if we had just killed all of them the first
That was
time.
what I was going to say, too, is that I run as fast as I can to save Bird.
Bird might be alive, but the city, the town, is ruined. We'll roll some dice to see if you get Bird back.
Oh no.
I fall on my knees.
We have unburrowed our loot, Neil, by the way.
Yes, you unbury your loot.
Actually,
And I think-
question, is the cave now, the dragon cave now empty?
No, it collapses and magma starts to flow out of it, and all the treasure inside of it's destroyed.
Fine, Neil. Be this way.
Yeah, and I think when we come back for chapter 4, we're going to see the kingdom in ruins as the dragon runs around and burns cities and villages and towns, and everything is kind of thrown into chaos. And you guys are probably going to have to be pirates in order to stay alive now. But that'll be that in some time. So, shoutouts.
I'm V Parlofoy. Hi, everybody. Thank you. I was super stoked, actually, to be on this season because I got to do one show before a fill-in. And that was a lot of fun. I think this is a really good group. So thank you for having me on the show and giving me a chance to play because I really enjoy it. And I'm V Parlofoy, so you can find me anywhere at V Parlofoy on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, all the above, YouTube. So yeah, a nice stream.
Jen.
Thanks, everyone. It was a lot of fun. If you want to follow my stuff, follow me at LiveInPinkSC2. I'm very curious to see what the next season will have to offer, and we will see you then.
Anna.
I am Anna Prosser. You can find me at Anna Prosser on all the things, especially Twitter. And if you like watching D&D and you want to watch my other show, Dice Camera Action, that's on the official Wizards of the Coast Twitch channel. You can watch it on the VODs there or on their YouTube channel. You can also find VODs of all of our shows on Misscliks, including this one on youtube.com/Misscliks. That's a good way to catch up or watch previous, what do we call them?
Episodes? VODs?
Previous seasons,
chapters?
I guess, where we had different themes and stuff. You can watch previous chapters of this or different seasons of different themes. And watch me on Twitch weekly on Friday. Twitch.tv/Twitch.
Yay!
Trump.
Trump, I'm happy that I carried out the will of Tempos and made it so that a wizard did no unnatural things.
Nice.
Praise Tempos.
Praise be to Tempos.
Neil, can you tell us if this played out how as you expected?
Oh, I had no expectations. I don't know if you guys were going to kill Barthas before we got there, if you were going to let Barthas become the dragon, if you were going to get yourselves killed by the dragon, if you were going to, I don't know, steal the wing of wishes off of Barthas' finger and then become the dragon yourself. I don't know. There's a lot of things going on here. But I am Neil, also known as Koibu, and I do a lot of D&D stuff on my channel all the time. And tomorrow at noon Pacific time, I'll be doing Dicing with Death, one-on-one campaign, which is pretty sweet. But that's it for me, and we'll see you guys next time on Misscliks D&D Seaborn. Bye-bye, everybody.